Hello, my name is Hersin Gatica, and this is my presentation on the paper that I did. The name of my research paper is called Can You Be a Baseball Fan If You Knew the Past? The History Behind the LA Dodgers Stadium. I start off my paper by describing all the features that make this enclave unique. They were all really in the hillside of East Los Angeles, which is now downtown Los Angeles. And the factors that really made this enclave unique was the fact that they were homogeneous. They were all working together to build this community that you see here. They built their homes together. They treated all their children as one big family unit. There was so much ethnic identity embedded here, with quinceañeras being partaken in this land. And even though they lacked running water, electricity, and other sorts of resources that you see in more advanced communities, they were really proud of what they built here. Next comes a devastating blow out of many that comes to the Chavez Ravine community. The first one is this project. The project promised to build affordable housing for low-income Americans, but as we see, it did not come to be. To force the community out of their community, the Housing Authority used the power of eminent domain, and people were forced out of their homes. The city was buying their houses in horrendous amounts. They were really scamming them, and they knew, and they were using that fear to really hurt this community. Once again, this is a destruction that happened um, just to build an affordable housing unit. It was done wrongfully. They were not providing an relief or aid program of where they could go after their homes were being bought and destroyed. They were really on limbo, waiting for the Elysian Park Heights to really be built. More barriers that push Mexican Americans out of their promised land, as you see here, is the Red Scare, Proposition B, the eviction of the Archiga family, and corrupt local leaders that were in favor of the Dodger Stadium. This was really a capitalist agenda. They knew what type of demographic they were trying to target here, and they wanted to increase that revenue and that tourist attraction for LA. They wanted to compete with other cities such as New York and Chicago. And one might see it as a financial gain, others see it as a disgusting act to really throw away people. It was inhumane and unjust. Here we see the Archiga family and how they were evicted out. They were the last remaining family here in the Chavez Ravine. The Chavez Ravine by this time was already empty, and they were the last ones standing. And this was televised. Yeah, this was televised live, and you see the hurt in all the families. And it's perplexing to know that this actually happened, and it really shows the type of racism that was happening during this time. Racism shaped LA. Well, who was going to this game? Who had cars? It was obviously not the lower income people, those being African Americans and Mexicans. They didn't have a form of transportation. Yet again, with the capitalist agenda, the music center was going to attract the higher income, elite Anglo Americans here. Now we talk about the generations in conflict. This is a very complex one that I targeted on my paper, as there's actually three different views. There's one view of people who hate this stadium as it reminds them of the past. There's another generation that knows about this history but still goes to participate in these games because they see a proud figure of Latino identity, as you see here, and that connects them. And they see past something that was done horrible as something that was done great, as they see the stadium also being filled with people of their background, of their color. And then lastly, we have the younger generation that has no idea of the grounds they're stepping on when they step on the stadium. And their experience in Los Angeles really depicts how they see the stadium. I also bring connections to what happened to Chavez Ravine to what's happening now with the Rams Stadium. The Rams Stadium is being built and the community is already being divided. Rent prices are already increasing and the stadium isn't even completed yet. And these prices are projected to rise as this stadium keeps on being completed. I finalized my paper by talking about gentrification and how to stop this from entering our neighborhoods. A way to do this is by being involved in our community. Protest if you can. Be observant of laws that are being passed and also use your voice to vote. I think all of this really create a strong catalyst for change. And people need to be aware that their rights need to be protected, and we can fight as a community to protect what we have embedded here with so much pride, so much Latino identity in there, and history. We really don't want these big corporations to erase a part of history, a part of us, and this is the way to do it. And this is how I finalized my paper. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you can see some connections that are unraveling in our communities as we see right now with the Chavez Ravine and with the Rams Stadium being built. Thank you.